Welcome back, Track Talk here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. I'm Scott Trail on Kirk Elliott. We are the RacinBoys. Again, brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. We are live from the McCarthy Auto Group studio. Check out all the great deals at McCarthy right now. KCCars.com. Over 2,100 new and used certified cars. No better time to purchase your car from McCarthy Auto Group than right now. If you got a little damage to your car, make sure you check out one of their 4 collision centers or go to any one of their dealerships. The new one now in Sedalia, Toyota. McCarthy selling Toyotas in Sedalia. You see a lot of construction going on down there right now. They're going to make that building look really nice, and it's going to be one of the state-of-the-art Toyota dealerships in the country. Again, check them out at kccars.com, and thanks so much for their support. We couldn't do it without them. Kirk, we had a chance to go over to Harvesters the other day and visit with Jeff Gordon, and he had some interesting things to talk about.
Yeah, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Jeff Gordon very passionate about his charitable causes and the drive to end hunger, and visited the Harvesters facility here in Kansas City. And I didn't really realize how big Harvesters were. You hear about it all over Kansas City and what they do. Until you visit their facility, you see just how big it is. And Jeff Gordon paid a visit there and talks about what they're doing here in Kansas City.
Oh, this is an impressive facility. You know, I've been to a lot of them, and they're all different sizes and how they're organized, and you know what types of facilities, the extensiveness of the facilities. And this one's extensive. This is quite a facility, and just I can tell the energy and attitude around here is amazing. So you know that's what I've learned so much about with Drive to End Hunger. Not just about the millions of Americans that are dealing with hunger issues, but also the amount of effort behind the scenes that goes into getting these meals to those individuals, and how much volunteering it takes. And that's what this is all about, awareness, getting more people aware that get involved, find your local food bank like Harvesters, make a difference, make a donation, bring in food. Those things are so needed, and they have the facilities. We just need a whole team effort to get those meals to those individuals that are dealing with hunger issues.
You raced on the track last fall. What do you think of the new configuration of Kansas Speedway?
Well, it's not really newly configured. It's really more just a new pavement. And anytime you put new pavement down, it's fast, it's got a lot of grip. But Goodyear has to make a conservative tire. So, I think that now we've gone through a winter where now we'll start to see that groove widen out. We've got the new car and how it can stick in some of those different grooves. What kind of side-by-side racing we're going to have. Those are all questions, but I anticipate it being really good. The first time is usually the toughest. When we come back here, I think this second time you're going to start to see us all start to figure it out and get more comfortable with it. There's still a lot of unknowns because of the new surface, how this new car is going to react, but I like the car. The car has been driving really good. We've seen some great races, as well as I like the way the car looks. So I think all those, especially by the time we get more races under our belt prior to Kansas, we should see a very exciting race here in Kansas on April 21st.
Jeff, you mentioned the cars just a few minutes ago. On the heels of Denny Hamlin's $25,000 suspension, are you a little concerned that you can't speak what exactly you feel about the car in the future?
Well, I'm always concerned with something that's going to not be good for the sport, and I think that one of the things is the racing is our product. And you can talk about the race car, you can talk about your race, you can talk about a lot of things, but when you start to speak negatively about the product as it relates to the sport, I think you're only hurting yourself, and you're only hurting your sponsors, and you're only hurting the sport as a whole, as a brand. And so I think that there are ways to speak your mind, show your emotions and your feelings without taking it to that level.
A lot of drivers talked about the cars getting better, and we always talked about the cars being free getting into the corner. Is that where we're at right now with the new G6 car? Is it too free getting into the corner?
Listen, what we want as race car drivers, we want to be stuck like glue to the racetrack all the way around. And then when we catch somebody, we want to be able to jump to the outside of them and drive by them if we have a faster car. But the reality of it is just physics and aerodynamics, and the way technology has evolved. it just makes it more challenging. So now, not only in advertising to think outside the box, as race teams and drivers, we have to think outside the box too. I think NASCAR's and the manufacturer have designed a fantastic car. And it's going to race different at different tracks. And sometimes it's going to make the most lead changes and passes you've ever seen a race, and other times it might not. And I think we need to understand that the quality racing's been good and is going to continue to be good, and just kind of get the sport back to the basics and what it's been known for. That's emotions and drama and fun and great racing, and all those things. I think you're going to see a lot of that even this weekend.
Jeff, you made the chase last year after so much misfortune, and you won the final race of the year at Homestead. Just kind of talk about your team this year heading into 2013 after so much misfortune last year.
Yeah, I mean, we had our ups and downs last year. It wasn't the greatest of seasons, but it certainly ended on a good note. This year we're off to an up and down start. Better than we were last year, but still not the best of starts. We've got an amazing organization, great race cars, and we're just going to work hard each and every weekend, figuring out the track, figuring out the tire, figuring out this new car, and hopefully get ourselves into victory lane and build ourselves back up into a good points position.
Talk about the Harlem Shake. I know your team did a video. We did it last week out at Yuma with the Lucas Oil ASCS National Sprint Car Tour. It's kind of crazy on how that is taken off. Talk about that with your team last week.
It really is. I mean, the internet and social media has changed the whole world in so many ways, the way we look at it. I remember when somebody showed me the first Harlem Shake video, and I had no idea what it was, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You start seeing all the different ways that people were doing it, and they said, would you like to do one? We'd like to do one. And I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. And then 24 hours later, we were setting it up in the race shop, making it happen, and then that one went viral as well, So you just never know, And I think that what it shows me is you can't be afraid to have fun and loosen up and get outside your comfort zone. And sometimes you're going to look like a fool, and sometimes it's going to be a big hit.
Jeff, you do so much with your Jeff Gordon Foundation. One of the things that you're involved with is the Kick It for Cancer. RacinBoys, we were a part of it down at the Chili Bowl Nationals. I was a judge down there. And the sprint car community and how they've kind of bonded with your program and Kick It for Cancer.
The sprint car community has been amazing. This is a program that we knew was grassroots. We knew, we could reach out to the rural areas and have fun, and where people can have their own kickball tournaments and raise awareness and funding for pediatric cancer. We didn't start it. A young boy and his mom did start this, and they had us get involved, and then they said, hey, why don't you guys take this over? You can do more with it. And it has just grown so much, but it's grown because of the sprint car community. We were sponsoring a car at Knoxville with Shane Stewart and Paul Silva, and the car got good recognition. I was able to go there, but then the kickball tournament happened, and everybody got excited about all the fun they were having and doing it for a great cause. It's like this, it's volunteering, doing something fun together, and knowing that you're helping others. And that sprint car community has continued that on throughout the whole country. Even over in Australia, we had a huge event over there that Shane Stewart helped put together. And right now, our focus with Kick It is the sprint car community and continuing to do more Kick It tournament. I miss sprint cars. I love them. They've got me here, and I miss racing them. But I really love watching sprint cars. I think it's some of the most exciting racing that there is.
Yeah, I think about maybe 5 years ago, Jeff Gordon probably wouldn't have responded that way. But
no.
He's gotten back into it a little bit with this Kick It for Cancer charity, and he was at Knoxville last year, and I think he misses it. I think he misses it.
Right. I think they raised somewhere around $20-some thousand at Knoxville. I know that we did somewhere around $7,000 or $8,000 down at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Great turnout. The drivers support it, and it's not only is it a great way to create revenue for the kids that are trying to kick cancer, but it's also a great bonding moment for all the drivers and the teams to kind of hang out and interact with each other. It's a lot of fun, and Scotty Cook and myself were the referees down there, judge or whatever you want to call it. But it was a lot of fun. And Jeff Gordon, again, is giving back as he has been doing his entire Sprint Cup career. Always giving. I know he started out when he was helping Ray with his bone marrow foundation that he started when his son was sick, and it's worked all the way through, and all the things that he does with Rick Hendrick and now with Harvesters and Kick It for Cancer. And again, Kirk, I think one person that is probably the most misunderstood person in Sprint Cup is Jeff Gordon. I've never once seen him in a foul mood or disrespect anybody publicly. Always answers the questions in a proper way. He's got a little edge to him once in a while. You see him out on the racetrack. He's not going to be shoved around.
Ask Clint Boyer.
Yeah, and that was one of the questions we didn't ask last week, Kirk. We should have asked him, have you spoke with Clint Boyer?
Well,
we dropped the ball on that a little bit, didn't we?
I saw him on national TV speaking with Clint Boyer down to Daytona.
You did?
Yeah, he walked up there. They were talking with each other.
How long was that conversation?
It was, when the drivers were hanging out before the introductions.
Were there smiles?
There were some smiles.
There
yeah.
were.
Do you
he didn't give him a get the hell out of here?
Don't you think that Jeff Gordon thought that the payback was made and he got his licks in and there?
All right.
I cost you a championship.
Let me ask you this.
Clint Boyer. You cost me a race back in Martinsville. There. It's over.
Let me ask you this, Kurt. Who's more over it? Clint Boyer or Jeff Gordon?
Jeff Gordon is more
right,
over it.
Right.
Because he got the last licks in.
Right.
I don't think Clint's over it.
Hold on. This is the question. Will Clint Boyer ever get over it?
No.
No.
And
Clint as well as I do.
No.
He's not going to get over that. There's no chance in hell that he's getting over that.
And there'll be another payback from Clint Boyer at some time that you least expect it.
Right.
We just don't know when that's going to be. It could be this year. It could be tomorrow. It could be next year,
right.
5 years from now. But there'll be another altercation between those two, no doubt.
I would say sooner than later that payback comes. I don't know, though. If Clint's going to pay him back, is he going to do it like we're brought up to believe the way to do it? Do it when it matters the most? Because that's when Jeff Gordon did it. Is Clint going to wait till they get down to the chase for the championship and then pay him back if it happens? Was that when it happens? Or does it happen during just a race during the season? I believe that Clint is going to make it matter just as much as it did to him. What do you think?
Yeah. When
it comes down to it, there's a couple races to go, and maybe Jeff's leading a race, or he's trying to get into the chase for the championship, or he's like 9th or 10th, and he's there, but he can't have a bad day. That's when you get paid back.
Or it could be like it was at Phoenix, the next to last race of the year. Jeff Gordon is fighting for a championship, and
dump.
Into the wall. There goes Jeff Gordon's chances for a title. The reason I didn't ask Jeff Gordon about it, because I knew what the answer would be. It's over. In his mind, it's over.
No. He's going to answer it like he does. See, Jeff Gordon is one of the politicians of NASCAR. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Jeff Burton is one of those guys. The mayor, as they call him, of the garage area. Jeff Gordon is one of those guys that if you want a standard answer, or if you want what NASCAR wants these drivers, what kind of question they want them to give or answer, that's what you're going to get out of Jeff Gordon, right?
And you never heard Jeff
politically
Gordon
correct.
You never heard Jeff Gordon say after he got dumped at Martinsville that I'm going to get Clint Boyer back. Just watch yourself. He just did it.
Oh, no. He doesn't want to go down that road because the bruise is deep on Clint Boyer. And you guarantee it that's coming back. And it's not just going to be at this weekend at Bristol at just some race. Clint is the kind of guy that's going to make it count when he does it. I don't think people really realized, and the local crowd knows this, so I'm not telling anything to the local crowd. They know this. But the people that really just see that Clint drives in NASCAR and they're kind of a casual fan outside looking in and pay attention to what maybe Clint or Carl does, Clint wasn't well liked in Kansas City as a driver, was he?
No, he got a lot of booze out at Lakeside.
I mean,
Speedway.
a lot of people did not like Clint Boyer, including the people he raced against. They thought he was cocky and arrogant, and
he won all the time.
And he won all the races.
Won too much.
And he was cheating. They thought he cheated all the time. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
People did not like Clint Boyer. And it's to this day amazes me how many of the fans that hated Clint Boyer are on the bandwagon.
They're his
now.
biggest fans now.
Because it's the local guy racing at the big leagues, right? But, for example, like the Charleses, did they like each other? The Boyers and the Charles?
No.
But right now, if you were to ask Tom, he'd say, I'm rooting for him. Hey, man, go. But when they were back here racing, he couldn't stand him. They had blood in the eye for each other.
Is that normal to feel that way? Here's a guy I raced with back here, and he's hit the big time. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of him now.
Yeah.
I don't have to race against him anymore, and he's not beating me.
I was a big fan of him back then.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow at Bristol we'll see the 24 and the 15 get together.
Right. All right, we're going to take a break. Phone lines are open, 913-381-810. Just wanted to let everybody know, hour number 2, we are going to have some video from Lakeside Speedway. I went out there and shot some video of all the construction that's going on out there. The wall that they've put up down the back straightaway. We've got some comments about that. So really want you guys to follow us over to hour number 2. Just go to RacinBoys.com. You click on media. There'll be a drop-down window. You'll see live TV. It'll take you to the in-studio cameras. We'll take phone calls as well. Hour number 2, again, exclusively on RacinBoys.com in the McCarthy Auto Group studios. And so stay tuned for that programming note, hour number 2.
And tickets are available for the big NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and NASCAR Sprint Cup weekend. April 20th and 21st, we'll be out there, Racing Boys, as usual, with live coverage. Can you believe it's only 5 weekends from this weekend?
I'm looking forward to
out
it.
Here?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Yep. Can't wait. You know, with the new pavement out there, we only got a taste of it last year, so I'm looking forward to seeing some more of it.